Our trucks are completely protected. We don't really have to worry about breaking anything other than maybe some drivetrain components. I should not have said that. Why did I say that? Hopefully nothing breaks. Yep, now just straighten out.
Hold on. Keep that.
You're good.
No skid. There you go.
There you go.
Keep going. Keep going. That's the line. Yep, keep going.
That's the line right there. Yeah, we are way deep on some trails going to this camp spot, and I actually broke my truck now. My CV is completely broken now. Maybe that's the noise that I was hearing. Trash these trash.
Pick up your trash, guys. Pretty dope spot for a photo though, right? Snap.
Pretty good, yeah. I was hearing some noises kind of on the way up. It sounded like rubbing. Now I have to figure out how to turn the truck around and drive two-wheel drive, probably home. Dude, Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 5 of the high altitude camping trip. If you caught the last video, you will know that unfortunately this is going to be the last day, and we're in recovery mode because I snapped one of my CV axles last night just right up the hill here. So underneath here, it's obviously not looking good. Blew the boot completely off, the axle is kind of hanging there, and luckily when this happens, you can still drive in two-wheel drive. The problem is we are miles and miles up into the mountain right now. Another unfortunate thing with an issue like this on a trail is that I now lose 4 high and of course 4 low. Leaving here is rocky and steep, so I'm really gonna have to rely on my brakes, which isn't good, but luckily I have a big brake setup. I just fixed that in like previous video, maybe 2 months ago or so. So I got fresh brakes on here. I'm gonna try to engine brake and two-wheel drive as much as possible as I kind of limp my way out of here. And hopefully everything goes smooth and I have it fixed by the end of the video. It's currently a Saturday when I'm filming this, so I probably won't be able to get a new axle until Monday, which is kind of why the trip unfortunately has to stop here. But when you're waking up to a place like this, beautiful mountains all around, the sun's shining, the weather's great, it's honestly kind of hard to be in a bad mood, even though the truck is broken. Mike's getting all packed up. Sam's already packed up. How was it actually having nice sleep last night?
Oh my god, it was life-changing.
It was pretty glorious.
These past couple days have been so rough.
And we were so close to 12,000 feet.
Yep.
I forget what it is here, like 11.6 or something. 12,000 is right up there, but
It has to count for something.
yeah, and the wind difference is nuts. How about Mike goes down first, you come behind me, and we hook your winch to my bumper so you can slow me down.
Get you down there slowly.
My brakes are gonna be roasting.
If we do that, my transmission's gonna blow up.
Then we have 2 broken trucks. All right, we're gonna do kind of trail repair. This is just gonna be preventative, probably not necessary, but I think I'm going to just zip tie the axle to the lower control arm. That way it doesn't bounce around and like get hung up on anything. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but we'll see. So I kind of heard this noise on the trail yesterday when we were on our way up. It sounded like kind of like a tire rub, but different. It's something that I never heard before. We stopped literally like 30 minutes back and then it blew. So real cool. Shout out to Sam for having the largest zip ties known to man. Diamondback Leatherman. I got oil all over me. Hi. What's up? Well, we have successfully made it out to the trailhead, which is good. My worries are getting lower and lower now. We're all airing up, and then I've got about maybe a 2-hour drive back home. I'm gonna see if Toyota has any CVs in stock. Maybe I can pick one up over the weekend. If not, though, it's gonna have to wait until Monday. So now it's just gonna kind of be limping it home, playing the waiting game to get some parts for this thing, and hopefully, again, I will get it fixed here before the end of this video.
What's up guys, Tuan here from Running for Tacos. So we have Talon's Tacoma up in the air right now to kind of see exactly what he did. So we knew that he messed something up and we thought it was just the axle, but it's a little more than that. So let's take a look. On the floor here we have his driver's side axle, which obviously this is where this part failed. And you can kind of see here, this piece just entirely blew up. So that's that there. And over here, we have the passenger side. This is what it's supposed to look like, right? Not in 4 pieces like it is on this driver's side. But we got it up in the air, and here's what we found out. So right there, that hole is where the axle shaft is supposed to go in. But right below that, we see this broken piece. So this is his carrier support bracket. And that right there is completely snapped in half. So not so easy to do since we don't have that piece because we weren't expecting that. So now we're gonna be checking with Toyota and see if we can actually get that piece. Once we find that piece from Toyota, we'll get that here, replace that, that'll be easy. But then we're gonna be upgrading his axles to something a little bit better. So on this table here, we have some high angle axles with these high angle boots. So this is gonna allow the axles to have more angle without having issues. So I'm pretty sure he hit that support bracket or the factory piece just overextended itself here or somewhere and just broke that piece entirely. So this would be a nice upgrade. These are actually very nice quality, probably up there with OEM factory standards. And then what we're also going to do is actually beefing up his spindles with this Total Chaos spindle gusset kit. So it comes with his main piece and then a couple other pieces to kind of beefing up the spindle. So the spindle is right here. It's this guy here. Starts right there, right where the ball joint on the upper control arm, and it comes down and basically wraps around this guy right here. So this is a tiny little piece about that big. It's about an inch or so big. So the spindle gusset will beefing up that a little bit and make this a lot stronger so that way he can take hits harder and it won't mess anything else up.
Back in the Psy garage, my truck is home safe and it is fixed and upgraded. So first of all, huge thank you to Tuan for kind of making a cameo in the video there. I was traveling all last week. I was down in Texas and Mississippi, back to Colorado, and then on the East Coast, I went to Pennsylvania. So I wasn't able to be there while the guys at Running for Tacos were actually working on the truck. So Tuan, thanks again for 1, getting me into the shop and getting everything dialed in, but 2, thanks for filming that stuff for me. Now I want to answer some of the questions that you guys have been asking in some previous videos. So first of all, a lot of people were like, that's why you carry a spare CV axle while you're out on the trail. And I agree, it is good to carry spare parts like that. However, with the issue that I had, having a spare axle would not really have allowed me to continue much further because of the extra problems that we were having. Getting a heavy lifted truck like this up off of the ground while you're out on trails to get the tire off and make that trail repair, it's definitely possible, but I was feeling pretty defeated. So we got our night of camping in and obviously made my way back home. That carrier bracket being broken though would have been an even bigger issue. So I'm glad that I actually didn't fix it while we were on the trail. As soon as I would have pulled that off, I would have realized that that was broken and the problem would have obviously needed to be handled at a shop like Running for Tacos. So instead of just replacing the driver's side with a factory OEM axle up there, I decided to go with the CVJ axles. And of course, like Tuan mentioned, it's a high angle and we replace them on each side. That way they're going to hopefully wear the same rather than one having 35,000 miles on it and the other one being completely brand new. So new CV axles up there. We also did the spindle gussets because of how I've been driving the truck as of recently. Whenever you're off-roading pretty hard, that is going to be one of the next weak points. So I'm kind of future-proofing the truck at this point. Speaking of future-proofing, there have been some more upgrades to the truck. Let me actually bring you around up front, see if we can get inside the wheel well here. So there's a look at the nice new axle with the red boots on there, high angle. You can kind of see the spindle gussets over on the tire side here. And then up top, I also have some race parts on here now. The SPC upper control arms that I had on this truck kind of have been giving me issues for, since I had them on the truck. The ball joints on the top were wearing out prematurely and I already replaced them one time, so now with the truck back in the shop, they noticed that they were kind of wearing out again. So now I'm running Total Chaos upper control arms, which is overkill, but I think that is where this truck is headed at this point. Kind of overkill for what I use it for, and really this thing over the next year to 2 years, it's just gonna kind of turn into a trail machine. So that is most of the changes and the fixes on the front end, but also got some new goodies on the back end here. I'm now running these new DRT fabrication hangers in the rear, so that's going to give me basically more travel out of the leaf pack here. It's going to give me some protection. On some of the trails that you've seen in recent videos, I've been tagging my C4 armor all over the truck, so this will kind of keep things reinforced here and also allow the leaf pack to flex the way that it should. You'll also notice that it is braced in between here, so this thing was already overbuilt for my standards and now it is going to be increasingly more and more overbuilt as the weeks and months go on. I really haven't even had the chance to drive the truck yet, but once I get out onto the trails again, maybe next week, definitely through the end of summer and into early fall, I can kind of let you guys know how these new hangers are. I'm also going to be going back to Running for Tacos for something else back here towards the back end, and I'm gonna save that stuff as sort of a surprise in the future. Like I said, the truck is going to kind of take on a new form, more of like a off-road trail beater. The truck is definitely not a beater by any standards, but I'm thinking less camping gear, more wheeling oriented. That way the truck will be lighter and I can do things like you saw in the past couple of videos without breaking these factory components. So we're gonna touch just about every single part of the truck, and we've already touched so damn much of it. There's always more mods to do though. So huge thank you again to Running for Tacos for getting me into the shop and getting me dialed in before Expo. I still have a little bit of stuff to do before Expo starts this weekend. If you guys want to come out and check out the truck, check out all the new components, you can find me at the Diamondback truck cover booth. I'm actually going to be installing a new rack right here on the Diamondback cover, and I'm gonna kind of move the tent around. It will all look pretty similar, but a little bit more refined and a lot newer and fresher looking. So stay tuned for that stuff, I guess. I will be at Overland Expo Mountain West all weekend. My truck will be there, and also my van will be at the Backwoods Adventure Mods booth. So if you want to come find me or Mike or Danny or any of our friends in the crew, come find us. We'd love to hang out and chat with you guys. I think that's all that I had for today. So if you are new to the channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. As always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.